Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to Koi Focus episode 2. Oh my God, it's absolute chaos here. This is not going to be a super long one this week. I've got Aaron actually is on the way. We've got a quick video to shoot. I'm then off to my barber's coming down to our salon, get me a quick trim before we go away. And then, of course, bit of time at home before the big journey tomorrow. We're also still busy working. Matty's only just left. Absolute chaos. Getting ready for this weekend for our weird and wonderful event on the website. So cannot wait for that. We've got a hell of a lineup, which I'm going to run through with you this evening and everything else that we've got lined up as well. So if you have any questions, please remember it's all related. We're happy to talk any koi around or any questions around the koi and breeders that are up tonight. So this is not a question time show. Obviously, that's there on Wednesdays, but not forgetting it's not going to be on next Wednesday because, unfortunately, I'm going to be in Japan, and I don't fancy the super early morning to get it done on that front anyway. So yes, but yeah, been a busy one with selections and all that kind of stuff today as well. And the first one where I'm going to start is we've managed after a long while. We've got another prize draw competition up, which is a bit of a banger, to be fair. It's gone down a storm already. It's been on the WhatsApp group today already as it stands. But I'm going to share a video with you in a moment. It's a 72 centimeter Tanaguchi Kohaku banging 3-step pattern that can be yours from a single £10 entry ticket. And the guys that have won these so far, we've had some crazy ones. I think the last one was an epic golden corn, a Dainichi X Ginrin Kohaku as well. All really, really super banging fish. I think if we're doing it, we might as well make it an absolute banger. So, yeah, happy days. So I'm just going to, because I'm a little bit unprepared, I'm going to load up the file. I'll say I'm only unprepared. It's just because of how manic it's been. Get the video files that I need. And I'm going to share with you then that Kohaku because, like I say, it is an absolute treat. Right, let's have a look. And then, yeah, the spread we've got for this weekend. I mean, wowzers. There we go. We've got that one in. So, yeah, I'll boot that up in a moment. So, like I say, how that works is open for a week. You just have to answer a very simple question for your entry to go into the right pile. And the answer's pretty much in the question. It's one of those ones. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think the real thing for me is it's giving people access to something that they might not typically have access to. This is a major, a lot of money's worth fish going up for it. So yeah, crazy. What's Mickey after here? Tell us more about these breeders. No, exactly, mate. That's what all this is about. You know, I like to get stuck in where I can. I like to make sure I maintain my interest every year by finding new stuff, learning new stuff, all the rest of it. On a side note as well, it's about learning new stuff. I've had a banger of a learning one today. Obviously, I've got my new toy. You might have seen it if you're on the Telegram group, filter that I actually designed and I've had manufactured. And I've got it today. And I got it yesterday, actually, which is why this show got shoved. Because I couldn't leave it alone. I had to get it running to see how it worked, and it's blown me away. But Jasper, I don't know if you know him, Jasper Jaiper, who was one of the main tech man, super scientist at EA. Love the guy. He's taught me a lot over the years, and I wanted to get some quick facts from him. I ended up having 2 calls today, and oh my God, the stuff I picked up, which bits I will definitely be able to share with you over time. Wow. But back to it anyway. But I do love that chance to learn something new. It's just the best. So yes, right. Let's run this video. Let's drop it into that one. Look. So that absolute weapon. I mean, look at it. I actually acquired this fish at Tosai. I had it growing at Tanaguchi for I think 2 or 3 seasons. I think then had her back here and just been enjoying her, really, sticking a bit more on, seeing where she'd go. Absolutely stunning. I mean, the Benny condition look, this Fuka impromptu, absolutely popping 3-step, so technical, the pattern as well, great balance. Got Oda made there at the peduncle. She's just unreal, absolutely unreal. And like I say, you can pick her up. It's tenner a go. The link to have a go is in the description below, so you can get yourself in there, click the link, it'll take you through. Obviously you don't just have to buy one, you can buy as many as you wish. You've got to buy one minimum to be in with a shot of winning that one. But let's just let's run that over one more time. So refined, but not finished. Please don't misunderstand. There's a tiny bit of sashi there still left to tighten up, so there's some left in the Benny to go yet. But the refinement of the Kiwa look and everything, she's a real prime example. And I think fair to say that she would absolutely grace any pond whatsoever. And to be honest, growth-wise, there's still a fair bit left in her yet as well. For the best part of probably 8 and 9 months now, I've had her just in a holding pond, conditioning her. So there's plenty left in her yet. What a beast! What a beast! So yes, that's that one. Like I say, that's open for a week. You can get yourself your tickets using the link below, or if you are in the WhatsApp group, obviously there's one in there, and I will be reposting it again at some point. So yeah, superb. Right, let's just have a quick look over in the comments. Like I say, guys, happy to discuss anything related to the breeders and fish shown in the amount of time I've got this evening. Oh, Craig, what's this? United should sign players more often. They finally signed someone and Stoddart puts up a banging raffle. Absolutely nothing to do with it whatsoever, Craig. So just shut up. Honestly, I've avoided this football banter for a while. And when we're back, Champions League, possibly even winning league this year, you're all going to get silenced. So let's be quiet. And yes, Craig, shit me, that is stunning, pal. Michael, they're amazing as well. Yes, absolutely. So on this weekend, the releases, there is a video that I've also dropped today on the channel for our Takatatsu grow out I'm doing, which is consists of some amazing Deutschu Ginrin Kumonryu and Kin Showa. Now, all of the information, I'll put a link to that video in the description as well, but you can just find it on the channel. Well worth watching because it tells you everything you're going to want to know about them fish, shows you some older examples as well, and covers my whole last selection of those. There are a selection of those in 2 forms being released this weekend on the Koi Online website, which you're going to really enjoy. One is a fixed price batch that I've got to share with you. These are the ones out of the Deutschu Ginrin Kumonryu that are a bit more of a gamble because there's not that much Sumi showing. Now, when I say that I have utmost confidence the Sumi will come, the gamble is exactly how it's going to look. With the individual pieces I've got, there's just a bit more going on, so a bit more certainty, hence why there's a premium on them. That's what happens industry-wide in Japan. And I've spoke about this many a time. So I thought it'd be great to give people chances at both because I really think it's one of those where you can beat the dealer. I very reluctantly let these white ones go because I was already stretched for space in the pond that they are. But I know, and it's going to hurt me, that there's going to be some bangers come out of those for sure by the end of it. So if you are lucky to get one of those, please, 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 in 3, 6, 9, 12 months time, don't get sending me in the pictures saying, oh, look what happened, because all you will do is encourage me to absolutely never do it again. So, yeah, I stopped doing that with breeders a long time ago, to be honest. Like, oh, yeah, look what I did with that fish you sold me, because you just don't want them knowing too much. You want to encourage them to keep getting them away. There's a great tip for you. So yeah, let's roll on with the first lot. So what I've got here are the. I'm going to start with the mix of them, so you can see. So these are the Deutschu Ginrin Kumonryu. Some of a full Aragoke style as well. So you can get all the info on the top of the video on the channel. These are going to be going at 100 and let's take the sound off that. There we go. 125 pound each. That is the bowl. There's 13 fish in there altogether. There'll be 10 of those available because we just like to leave a bit of backup stock. But the one that you order for the 125 pound will be randomly selected from those. That's why we've done it, because they're very much of a muchness, very similar. So that's your opportunity there to get one of those and really have a play and have your chance at beating the dealer. Now, I know they really don't look a lot, but trust me, trust on that experience that I've got. Probably most of those in there are going to turn into something pretty cool from everything I've seen already. What they're doing, the signs of Sumi all over the place. Look, this is actually making me feel sick as I'm watching it. I'm not going to lie, it's quite difficult because there's just going to be some absolute bangers. I know it. So make the most of that one, guys. Like I say, 10 pieces will be on the site at £125 each. And they look like Ginrin Matsukawabaki. Well, yeah, exactly. They share the same blood. And if you saw the video on the channel, you'll see that there is Matsukawabaki blood in there. That's how Kumonryu are made. A lot of guys who produce Kumonryu actually tend to, from one spawning, because they'll mix Wagoi and Deutsch, get Kumonryu and Matsukawabaki off the same spawning. The unique element with these, if you do watch the main video, you'll see, is that they actually, part of the line, Takatatsu Kumonryu line has been known of and very good for a long time. But part of its development, at some point now, the son's got involved in the farm. He's chucked some Black Zeus blood in. Now, what they've told me is they actually keep them, probably their Tatigoi, they keep independently. But in this case, this batch of Tosai, it was mixed together. So it's hard to actually separate. But even if you follow the origins of the original bloodline, it's all just big fish. They actually used they introduced a Sorogoi from Marseille, which is just huge jumbo genetics, and then Konishi Kumonryu. And Konishi Kumonryu is generally, I don't know if it had been the time, but Konishi has pretty much now introduced their Karashigoi blood into everything that they do. So just big fish genetics getting piled in to what typically was never known as a variety that can grow particularly big. But you can see it in some of these in the body form that they're absolutely killer and got some legs in them. Doitsu is the Kumonryu and scaled is the Matsukawabaki. Yes, but not with these, because the scales on the body, it's the Aragoke scales. So you've got random sizes. It's them big scales sat on the Deutsch skin like it does. It's not actually a normal Wagoi based fish. That's what you're not to mistake with these. So none of these are technically a Matsukawabaki whatsoever. Although Kumonryu and Matsukawabaki are linked. I hope all that's making sense. I know it's not the most straightforward. So that moves us on to
some of those really special bloodline Takatatsu Doitsu Ginrin Kumonryu. Check out the full video. Some of these is used Black Zeus blood in part of the bloodline. So many variations in here, but big powerhouse in bodies. Look, they're really not lacking, and there's so much happening with all these examples. A bit more safety in the sense that we can see the development, we can see stuff happening with them. The Sumi quality when it comes up, bearing in mind how warm the water is as well, and they're still progressing. They are just fascinating. I mean, look at that. Look with the Deutsch Ginrin down the lateral. Other examples like that, look with the heavy Ginrin on them. That's what these could end up being as well. Any of those whiter examples, there's a great chance of that. Dark, I mean the fin colours on that one, but it's the Ginrin. That Ginrin element added to it just adds a completely different dimension. Look, without that, that fish wouldn't be half as interesting as what it is. But the bodies, look how strong that is. They've been growing so well. So like I say, this bloodline split, half between the Takatatsu original and half has had that Dainichi Black Zeus introduced. Unfortunately, we can't tell which, but I would say the body would probably be a substantial guide to that one. Very limited amount of these going on individually, all these pieces, again, from 145 up to 195 pounds each.
Don't they look cool? I think they are just banging. I'm getting a bit obsessed with them. So just to clarify, the general batch release that I showed you first of all, they're actually dropping on the website at 10 a.m. tomorrow on Saturday. I've put all the information again in the description so you can check it out afterwards. All the individual fish I'm going to show you, that batch there and the next two coming up, are going to drop between Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. both days. They'll be live on the Koi Online website for you to get hold of. So, Mickey, from your experience, what sort of size can they grow to compared to normal scale koi? So, Takatatsu Komonryu, before any of this, I've seen examples there around 70 to 75 cm. The problem is, it's not a farm renowned for growing fish. So this is really, I've never had them long enough to know. I'm going to find out, obviously. I'm taking these at first glance and seeing that initial burst. So what happened when they arrived, these were in the same pond as the Kin Showa. The Kin Showa were already 2 to 3 cm bigger, and I was worried. And for a little while, the Kin Showa shot off as well and looked a lot bigger. And it was really stressing me out. Then all of a sudden, from nowhere, these things just started flying. They leveled up, and actually in a lot of instances have actually gone beyond now, which is quite remarkable. But I'd taken it more on, I know the genetics, I know the background. I think the problem here is you're in the early years of the line that they've got where the Black Zeus blood's being crossed in. So even they don't particularly know where it's going to head. But I can tell you that kind of size at the very least, with good raising, it can quite possibly go beyond that, because the parent fish that he's actually using currently, according to him, are all between 90 and 100 centimeters, which is nuts. But I'm not surprised given what's into them up there. And the Komonryu itself is a really, he's been working on that for a long time. And then these other additions have come in. It's not a farm you know a lot about. He's been there for years. I don't often drop in, because he only ever really had the Kin Showa. And to be honest, I didn't pay too much attention. There was always a nice Komonryu Matsukawabaki kicking around. The old man was a bit, I don't know how to explain him, to be honest. But now the sun's kind of taken over a lot more. And it has happened. The farm seems to get a new lease of life and is elevating. And then they start doing things a bit more interesting. And it obviously starts pulling people in and bring the farm up to date a little bit. And it raises more awareness around the new stuff and some of the older stuff like the Kin Showa. But since a good batch became available, I decided to jump in with the Kin Showa this year and give it a go, because one of the big problems with them is typically the sumi of Kin Showa, as the same with many Hikari Utsuri varieties, tends to be a bit shit. But actually seeing what looks like proper quality sumi on these has really, really impressed me. So this is going to be the next release we've got on this weekend's Weird and Wonderful weekend for me to share with you. So let's have a look at these. There really is just a few pieces of these.
So here we go, Kin Showa. These ones from Takatatsu that have really impressed me. This is a really limited release, individuals going on the site, but again, just admire them for the cleanliness. They've got real sumi. The sumi's got depth to it. It just seems to be behaving like normal sumi, which is really rare for kind of these. They kind of fall as a Hikari Utsuri in so many ways, but that type of metallic based sumi can be quite difficult. But given how warm it is, how well some of it's been doing, you can sort of see on this one, look, absolutely solid, amazing shine, strong body. So this is a really old bloodline that Takatatsu's had for many years. I think it's a variety that has yet to see a real rise to prominence, but I think that sumi's been the real issue with it. So if you can get that in, Benny Tone's been coming on really well with good raising. Fantastic. I think they're a nice one, and again a different addition to most collections, and a nice fish to put into this weekend's event.
There we go. What do you think to them? Honestly, is it something? Are they excited? Is there anything there you're seeing in them and getting the appeal? I really like them. Obviously, with metallic Hikari Utsuri, any Hikari Moyo, any of that, they all need to have quality shine. They're not struggling with that whatsoever. Kin Showa, it's more about getting that colour. And bearing in mind how warm it is and how that sumi is holding up, examples I've seen, I think there's a bright future for these, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go over time, obviously with the few that I've retained as well. So price range on them, they're all going to be at £125 each individually on the site over Saturday and Sunday as well on the 10 a.m. drop. So you can get your hands on those. And again, they're featured on the video that's on the Ricky Stoddart Nishikigoi channel that you can check out for a real deep dive and see that selection when I did it and actually pick those fish out. So yeah, it's adding up. And then we're going to get into, sorry, someone asking there, the snide black Zeus, that is the one. So I did the snide yellow monkeys from Saito last year, and now we're on with the snide black Zeus. Absolutely love it. Fresh in from Turkey. Any growing options? No, not with these. When we're doing stuff with growing, obviously we make that very, very clear. But we're not in a position to be holding on to any of those this moment in time. They're for you guys to take and enjoy for the rest of this summer while we've got this glorious weather, and see what you can do with them. And obviously, the minute I start adding growing options as well, it bumps the price up considerably, and we were keen to make it as keen as possible on the prices with these. Just heard Aaron turn up as well. He'll sneak in and get the camera gear. If you see anybody rattling around, it's him. So, and then the last one I've got to share with you, when I put this bowl together to do this video, I was looking at them and going, wow. So this hobby, and I say it in the video, it's not all about Gosanki. Some people make it a bit too much that way. The industry, the massive boom for non-Gosanki and weird and wonderful happened years ago, and it's just continued. And that's when we're seeing this whole flurry of new varieties and everything and all that type of stuff coming to market, which I think is amazing for the hobby. And, there's a lot of people out there that Gosanki does nothing for. And you know me, I'm into it all anyway. Well, there's one particular breeder every year, Ikarashi Ozumi, is one of the absolute masters of creating the weird and wonderful. Just like Coda, the guy is nuts. I don't know how they do it, because it is so difficult to get it and get the stable bloodlines where they're producing it year in, year out, and make these new varieties as well. It's bonkers. Now, I've got this pond. It's the first time I've released these, because I've really been raising them through conditioning them before we put this batch out. And I've selected, I can't remember if there's 18 or 20 of these in here altogether. It's almost, I think there might be 15 different varieties in this one set. It's crazy. So let's have a look at these and get ready, because I just think this looks dreamy.
Just look at that for a selection of fish. Koi keeping is not just about Gosanki. There's a whole other world out there, and this weekend we are celebrating it. This spread I've put together from Ikarashi Ozumi, there's just about everything in that basket there. From off the top of my head, we've got Deutsch Kajaku, Deutsch Sanki, Kosui, various different types of quite quirky Asagi, Ochiba, Ginga, Aragoki Deutsch Kajaku, Sakura Ogun, Kogani Ochiba, Beni Kikukuryu, you name it. And there's even a couple of examples in here. I think I'm going to let you in on a big secret. I think Ikarashi Ozumi is trying to make his own version of Golden Corn, and that's what we're seeing. This could be a real first before they come official. The reason I think that is, he's had a very stable Kanoko Asagi for years, so the transition into doing something like that should be a lot simpler. Examples like these he's had for years. Look, very Golden Corn-esque. I don't know the full extent of it. That's just my feeling right now. There's even, look, Aragoki styled Kikukuryu there as well. Beni Kikukuryu, Kajaku. That's just, I think, a stunning basket full of fish. These are going to be priced from £145 to £195, all individually listed as well. Yeah, I think they'd be a great addition to anybody's collection. Look at that Sakura Ogun, look. Beautiful. Some of these might even be varieties you've not heard of. Beni Kajaku there, absolutely popping with a great pattern. He's a hell of a breeder to be able to produce all this, and I'm glad to put this spread on. They're only recently pulled out of my growing pond as well, so they're really, bodies are in fantastic condition, and everything's looking really good.
What do you think to that then? I just even watching that back there, absolutely stunning. If you're into the weird and wonderful, this is the weekend for you to get some really unique pieces into your collection, because that's what that is. It's about getting them unique things to go, yeah, that's that. And there's you know, a bit of a story or something behind it. So we've got a wow and a not too shabby from Craig, the Man United hater. Absolute scumbag. Sorry. Yes, Paul, love one of those Asagis. All sorts. What do you think to that, eh? I don't often share. When I pick things up, I don't often share it, but I thought, fuck it, I swear to God. And I thought last year I saw some signs of it. And I was thinking it would be so easy for the likes of Ozumi to make something like a golden corn. And it's just too uncanny that they look so much like them. And I know he's got that strain of Asagi that could be the basis of it. And I think he must have just thought, fuck it, these seem popular, let's do it, let's do my style. And I've also wondered where at some point he would somebody else would possibly look to do that as well, given that actually golden corn have been so popular industry wide. Oh, exciting things. And what to be, I mean, someone like Ozumi, they must have so many different parent sets, which gives them the option to do so many things. And from creating one thing, it's just a snowball effect that they can keep going. So epic, absolutely epic. And there we go. So again, they're all individual. They'll be released across the 2 days this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It might be worth, if you are looking to purchase and you're not already registered on the website, I think it can help with the speed at checkout if you get registered in advance, which might help because, as Craig's pointed out, their website was busy this weekend. Yes, it more than likely will be. It was actually last week with the Shinoda release. I was surprised at how we did the Golden Corn release on the Saturday. I think they're sold out now, and then the Healed Soaring. It was surprisingly calm. It actually ended up being a steady plod throughout the day. You know what? That's nice. It's actually getting people a bit of a chance to have a look. But yeah, we've not had any of this kind of stuff out there for a little while. So let's see. I've done my best with the price point. Keep it as competitive as possible for you guys. And of course, shipping, there's two options on checkout. You can ship and choose not to pay the carriage this point if you're looking to add anything to the box, and we can handle that afterwards, or you can pay it at that point. It's entirely up to you. So last chance if you've any questions, ladies and gents, because Aaron's already looks like he's ready and sat patiently waiting for me to go and stick my face in front of the camera again. I might as well just weld it to my face or something and just walk around with it. Wouldn't that be cool, if I walked around all day just recording everything that goes on? And when I'm laughing about that, I'm actually at one point contemplated trying to do something like that. You know, like they do 24 hours in A&E, some kind of merge of that and Clarkson's Farm. So I think if you caught all the antics that went on around here at times, everybody have a right old laugh. Not actually as easy as I thought it might be, mine, without probably needing to sell half the business just to fund the equipment alone. Never mind trying to store the video footage. I think Aaron kind of did the maths on that at one point, actually, and both our ends erupted. So bonkers. One last one before you go, just in case you weren't there at the beginning. So this phenomenal Tanaguchi Kohaku is currently on a what happened there? Prize draw competition. So you can tenner a ticket. You've got a chance of bagging that 72 centimeter beast for your ponds. For your ponds even. Definitely pond. You're not going to get that in multiple ponds unless you move it around. I mean, look at it. Absolute phenomenal beast, and your chance to really get something that's thousands of pounds worth of fish right there. Took a gamble on it. The initial reaction seems to be good, so I'm relieved and happy already. And while ever these keep going well, I'll be quite happy to keep putting epic prizes into them as well. The last two winners, Golden Corn and Dainichi X Ginrin Kohaku, they've absolutely, the owners have loved it, which is just amazing. So Oh, wrong screen. There we have it. That's that one. Yes, and other than that, tomorrow I'm flying. Not a question, Ricky, but have a safe trip, and we're all dying to see the first video. Yes, I am. Fingers crossed that we're not just down to like 100 fish or something like that. I've not been given any horror stories. It's been quite quiet, so I don't know if that's good or bad. We will see. It's actually going to be on Monday. I'm going to be netting up. So all being well, we'll get some videos out while I'm there and you can follow along with me. But other than that, like I say, all the details you need to know about anything you've seen in there tonight are all in the description. Other than that, get yourself on the website at the weekend. And then the guys have got loads of great stuff lined up while I'm away. And just one last one from episode 1. You might have seen that I had the Coda Grow and Show event that we've got planned. That's actually what I'm about to go and shoot the video for. So we'll drop that full video next week. And the ticket release for that is actually going to be next week as well. Not forgetting that's going to be £95 a go. And it's a physical event. You can do it by proxy online, but we want to try and get everyone together for it and have a fantastic day. So there we have it. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gents. And I will catch up with you all again very soon.